everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be sharing with you my progress about Invisalign and all the questions that you've had or asked me in my previous video, which will be linked in the cards here. This video has been requested a few times, so I thought I would just share my progress and my journey so far. So I got these put in at the end of December. So it's been almost 5 months now, so I believe I'm about halfway through with my progress. As I mentioned in my last video, I have 30 trays on the top and 33 on the bottom. So I'm currently on tray 20, so I'm actually over halfway done. However, the way that this works is I get my initial trays made, and then once I finish, they basically check everything again and see if I need to have refinements. And then there's a new set of trays for that. Usually the refinements last less long than the original treatment, but I'm actually not sure if I'm going to need them or not. So I just say I'm about halfway done. So right now I don't have them in while I'm talking. Usually when I am filming or am talking a lot or at an event or something, I will not wear them. So because I am kind of self-conscious still about the lisp, which I will show you guys in a second, and also just the appearance of them. I feel like they are a bit noticeable when you have them in. It's enough for me to just feel self-conscious. So whenever I am with a large group or something, I usually won't wear them. One of the questions that I've been asked is, how long do you wear them every day? And this, I don't really want to share this information, but I guess I will. You're supposed to wear them, I think, between 20 and 22 hours a day, which only gives between 2 and 4 hours of you not wearing them, which is definitely tricky because if you're out like at a restaurant or you're like having drinks, it's kind of hard. Even just drinking coffee in the morning, I like to wake up and have my tea, and you're not supposed to wear these while you're drinking anything except water. In the mornings, I'll usually wake up, take them off immediately, clean them, brush my teeth and all that, and then I will have my tea. And after my tea, I'll have some breakfast because I like to kind of start the day off slower like that. So I actually will have them out for about 3 hours in the mornings, and then I'll put them back in. And then once I have lunch, which is at around noon, I'll take them out again for another like hour or two, put them back in, and then during dinner time, I'll take them out as well for a couple hours. So I definitely wear them less time than it says. However, for me, I've gone to a couple checkups since I started the process just so they could see if everything was moving correctly. And they said everything was perfect. They were moving the way they should. And also when I do put them in after not wearing them for a few hours, it doesn't feel any different. I don't feel like they shift very much. But I've never missed a night or like a whole day or anything like that. But the longest I've gone without wearing them is probably 8 hours. I try not to do that too much, but it's always been okay. So I don't know. I feel like as long as they say that things are moving as they should, it's not too big of a deal. I think my teeth are just they move easily. Maybe that's not true, but that's just my experience. So I would not necessarily listen to my advice, but if you do have say you're going to a wedding or something, you don't want them in the whole time. It's just going to be annoying. And then taking them out at the table is really kind of gross. So let me know though, if you have them currently or you had them before, though if you wore them before, I don't know why you'd be watching this. But let me know how often did you wear it every day, because I don't know if anyone can wear them 22 hours a day. That's just crazy. I mean, that means you got to be really quick at eating. Then you gotta brush your teeth after, and all of that is just a little bit too long. So next I want to go over pain and discomfort. So when I first got them, it hurt a lot putting the first set in because it was just a lot for my teeth to get used to, setting into their position for the first one. And then for maybe a month or two, every time I would get a new set of trays, they would hurt a little bit putting them in, but not enough to take any kind of medicine or nothing that was nothing unbearable by any means. I don't know, I might just have a high pain tolerance, but I think that like as you go through the process, like maybe 10, 15 trays in, it really doesn't hurt to put the new ones in. It's just a little bit tight, but it doesn't bother me at all. I can still eat normally. It doesn't hurt my teeth. So that's my experience. However, a lot of people recommend that you change them at night. So when it's a new week, to put them in at night, because then you kind of sleep off the pain and in the morning you're fine. So if you do have any problems or any pain that you experience, I would probably do that if you're not already. Let's see. So that's the pain and discomfort. Really nothing too bad. I'd say that it's less than traditional braces for sure, especially because you don't have to deal with like weird canker sores and stuff just being in your mouth like that. So I think it's much less painful. Another topic I want to talk about is the attachments. So you can probably see if you watch my vlogs or any of my other videos, you can see my attachments. They're not as noticeable as I expected them to be when you're not wearing them, but they are still pretty noticeable, I think. People have asked me, like my sister asked me, like, what is on your tooth? So I had to tell her, but no one else has really like mentioned it, but I don't know if they've noticed or they just don't want to like, be rude. I don't know, but my sisters noticed them, so I don't know. But here, so like that is my biggest one. Also, please ignore this pimple here, but yeah, here, and then here, and then all on the bottom I have the attachments. I really don't care about the bottoms because when I smile you can't see them, since I don't really smile with my bottom teeth. But the top ones, I don't have them on my two front like I mentioned in the previous one, which is great. However, with the ones that do have them, they stain very easily. So I used to just drink black tea all the time. I still do, and I think that's what would stain them. And what would happen is the whole tooth that the attachments are on would be like really yellow, but then the two front were pretty white. So it just looked strange. But then the last regular dentist appointment I went to, they polished them and now they're much better. So you can't really tell right now, but they are starting to stain a little bit. But what I do now is I have a metal straw, and whenever I make tea, I just drink out of the metal straw, which isn't really the best. I mean, it doesn't, I would never do that in public or anything, but it helps with the staining, I think, because then the liquid doesn't touch the attachments so much. So that's just something I've done. I did mention to my orthodontist the last time I went that I was getting a lot of staining. So my next appointment for the orthodontist, they're actually going to try and polish it off too. So if you do get staining, just let them know or let your dentist know, and they'll just do a little bit of extra polishing to remove the stains. But yeah, here. I don't know if you can see a color change in the camera. It's pretty slight now. And then the other thing about attachments is if they stay on or if they pop off or anything, because if you didn't know, with regular braces, sometimes the bracket would pop off and you'd have to go in and they glue it back. I had one instance where this large attachment fell off. It was in like the second week of having these, so it was very early on, and basically just the next time I went, they just put a new one on. But I have not had any other issues. They haven't fallen off, they're not loose or anything. So they're pretty tightly on there. I was told that the material that they use for these is the same as when you get a filling for a cavity. So it's that same material. So it is pretty strong. Just don't be super rough with them if you can help it. That's basically everything that I've noticed, things that have changed, and just my day-to-day experience with Invisalign. It's really been great so far, especially since I'm still working from home, so it's easy enough for me to just pop them out when I'm eating and clean them and all of that. I'm hoping that by the time I go back to the office, I'll be done with these, but with the way it's looking now, I think I might still have them on when I go back. I don't think it'll be too much of an annoyance for me. So now's the fun part, I guess, and that is if I've noticed any changes in my teeth, like have they moved compared to when I started. So with my teeth, They weren't so bad when I got these in. Bottom teeth were really bad, but those I didn't even care about. I just cared about this one tooth, this one, which was basically like twisted. So when I would take pictures or I would smile in certain lighting, or if the shade was hitting me at a certain angle, it would look really strange and it just wouldn't look good. I'll post some pictures so you see what I'm talking about. I can definitely sense that this has changed. It's twisted. It's not completely perfect yet, but it is much better. So yeah, here's like, I feel like you can kind of see there's a shadow like kind of hitting it, so it's not as like even. So yeah, I don't know if you noticed, it's something that's bothered me for so long. So that's the main reason that I got these. But also it was recommended to me because my bite is super off. Basically, like, I don't really have a bite. When the dentist tells me to, you know, bite down to test my bite, I like don't really know where to set my teeth because they don't align. So that's also definitely helped a little bit because I have what you call an open bite. So when I put my teeth together, there's a big gap. So it's like a lot of it has closed up now. It's not as open as it used to be, which is great. I feel like it's easier to eat and chew. And I think it's helped my TMJ, which doesn't really bother me so much as it did when I was a teenager, but it's still there. Sometimes I get like some clicking. Lately, I haven't really noticed that, so these are definitely working. And yeah, I'm just excited to see how it's going to be at the end. I'm honestly happy with it right now, but I'm excited to see that I still have over 10 trays left to really put it all together and make them look really good. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so then as far as the maintenance and cleaning of these, there's a couple of different options. The way that I usually do this is by just putting some toothpaste on my toothbrush and just kind of brushing these through. I'll usually do that once a day, and then the other time I'll just rinse really well, or I'll just like rub in with my fingers with a little bit of toothpaste, but I'll do the actual like brushing once a day. The other option that you can use is the cleaning crystals, which these came with my Invisalign set. I think everyone gets these. There's 3 of them that come in, and basically you just put the aligners into a bowl, and then you put warm water and these in, and they just soak for a while, and that cleans them too. So this is similar to like denture cleaner, which I heard people use as well, because buying this online is kind of expensive. I really don't use these. I just use my toothbrush method, and it's been completely fine. But yeah, I'll link the crystals down below in case you're interested in purchasing those. That's definitely easier, I think, and it might just help with like peace of mind knowing that they're super clean. But I mean, I think that it's fine just to brush with toothpaste, as that's what my dentist told me to do. So yeah, but then again, denture cleaner is a lot cheaper, and I guess that works too. I've never tried it, but that's been recommended online. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put them in so you can see. Okay, so they're much easier to put in now than they were at the beginning. I've never needed to use like one of those tools to get them out or anything. They just kind of pop out with my nail. But there are little tools available that you can use to pull them out if you need. So this is how I talk with them in. I think that my lisp is mostly gone, but I can still hear a slight difference, especially when I listen back on camera. Yeah, let me know if you can hear any kind of difference in my voice. I think that there definitely is a slight like whistly sound. Overall, it's not too bad. I don't mind talking on the phone with them in or talking to actual people. That's fine too. But yeah, so here you can see like how noticeable they are. When you put your teeth together, it's very open. So that's me putting my teeth together. So I think that's why there's like a slight lisp as well, is because my teeth don't actually touch since there's the plastic. It's just like slightly open. But since I wear my mask in public and everything, I don't think people can tell, and I don't feel self-conscious with that. It's just when I'm like with people in close proximity, or if I'm going to be taking pictures or anything. So yeah, I don't think they're too noticeable, especially once you get through the first few. I think it's less noticeable because your teeth won't be as crooked. And I think the more crooked your teeth are, the more noticeable these will be. And since mine are getting pretty straight now, it's not too noticeable. So let me know what you think. It only took 5 months to get used to this lisp. So again, there's no pain or anything. It really doesn't bother me. The only like big annoyance I have is when I'm wearing them or I just put them in, and then like someone will offer me like a snack or something, and I just have to decline because I'm too lazy to take them out, clean them, eat my little thing, and then brush my teeth and put them back in. It's just a lot. So I really don't snack anymore. Not that I was a big snacker before anyways, but I really don't like nibble on stuff because it's just such a hassle to have to take these off. So lastly, I just want to go over if I would still recommend these as an option for someone looking to get their teeth corrected. And I would say absolutely yes. I'm very happy that I went through with this. I have no regrets whatsoever. Even with the staining, even with the annoyances, it's still so worth it because the annoyances are much less than the amount of self-consciousness that I had before. So I would do this again in a heartbeat. I recommend it to everyone, especially if you have good dental insurance, because they will most likely cover part of it, if not most of it. And I'm very lucky in that mine is heavily covered under my dental insurance. So that definitely is the reason why I would continue it. If I had to pay full price, like $5,000 for this, I wouldn't do it because my teeth really weren't that bad before, and I had braces as a teenager too, so I really didn't want to just put that much more money into my teeth. But as I mentioned before, the total that I paid in cash is about $1,800. Part of that's on a payment plan just to spread it out a little bit, and then the other half I paid upfront. So I don't think that's too bad. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know if you've noticed any kind of difference in like through my videos. If you've noticed anything different, you probably haven't because it is very minimal, but it's definitely something that I notice and it makes me feel much more confident in. The one reason why I was hesitant to get these is because I was told I would need attachments. And the truth is, most people do. I don't know anyone who doesn't have attachments with these. It's just kind of how it works. And honestly, I've never noticed them on people before I had Invisalign myself. Now that I have it, I notice it all the time because I just am extra aware of it. But if you've never had it, you've most likely never even seen that on someone. And many people do have this, so I wouldn't worry about it. It's not a reason to not get it. It really does help to shift your teeth correctly. So definitely recommend that. I do not recommend Smile Direct Club or any of those other online companies because they really are not certified enough to be changing your teeth like that. Also, they do not take into account your bite. So you could end up with like an underbite, overbite, or just a messed up jaw from this. From doing that, since you're not actually being seen by a professional. So I really would not recommend that unless it is strictly just a cosmetic thing. But even still, I've just heard too many horror stories about that. So that's why I ended up going with this. But yeah, I think that is everything that I was planning to go over. So if you have any questions or comments at all, just let me know. I make sure to answer all of my comments. And I will see you in my next one. Thanks so much.